Welcome to Dixieland Raceway for the third race of the BMRN LTP Pro Series second season. So this is a 1 mile track, and this hosted the season finale last season where we saw Matt DiBenedetto and Kyle Busch face off in the classic mono-e-mono finish, and DiBenedetto ended up with the victory over Kyle Busch in both the race and the championship. And so now we're back here today with 28 cars on the starting lineup. Let's get into your stories. So Jimmie Johnson qualified outside of the top 20. He's been doing okay this season, pretty much on par from last season. But he's going to have to come from deep in the pack, just like his teammate Chase Elliott had to do last time. And yeah, we'll have to see if he can do it. Again, starting outside of the top 20. And then we have Denny Hamlin and Clint Bowyer. Two drivers who have not won yet in this series. And they're both going to be looking for their first wins here today. And then up here we have Kyle Busch. And he lost to Matt DiBenedetto in that mono-e-mono finish that I mentioned before. Kevin Harvick's still looking for his first win in this series. And then we've got the Penske teammates Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski, who last race got into a bit of a scuffle. And yeah, there might be a bit of issues between them, bad blood between them, because, Keselowski probably wants out of Penske after this, after the season. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens with them. And finally, up near the front, you have the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., who started on pole last time we were here. Aric Almirola with a nice outside front row starting spot. And Chase Elliott is on the pole. So let's get into your starting grid. Row 1 is the 9 of Chase Elliott and the 10 of Aric Almirola. I also forgot to mention about Kyle Busch. He is the defending winner. Well, no, he was last race's winner over on the BMRN channel at Evansville. He beat Kevin Harvick in an exciting finish and Denny Hamlin. So yeah, row 1 is Chase Elliott and Aric Almirola. Row 2 is Martin Truex Jr. and Joey Logano. Row 3, Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski. Row 4 is Kevin Harvick and William Byron. Row 5 is Denny Hamlin and Clint Bowyer. Row 6 is Erik Jones and Christopher Bell. Row 7 is Ross Chastain and Matt DiBenedetto. Row 8 is Alex Bowman and Ryan Blaney. Row 9 is Kurt Busch and Chris Buescher, and row 10 is Cole Custer and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Row 11 is Jimmie Johnson and Ryan Preece. Row 12 is Ryan Newman and Bubba Wallace. Row 13 is Tyler Reddick and Reed Sorensen. Rounding out the last row is Corey LaJoie and Michael McDowell. So there's going to be 12 laps out here today. Chase Elliott, Aric Almirola going to lead them off. Green flags in the air, and something's wrong with Chase Elliott. He's pulled off down to the bottom of the track. Something is wrong with the 9 car right out of the gate. Oh man, that's unfortunate. Anyway, Aric Almirola, and Keselowski tried to get him. I told you something would happen between those two. And Logano was going to lose several spots, and now Almirola still with the lead, but now has Kyle Busch chasing him with Kevin Harvick after the 2 and 22 got into each other. Coming to lap number 3 now, Kyle Busch coming up to Almirola. There goes Logano. He's into the inside wall. Once again, another crash for Joey Logano. Caution is out. And we got more cars getting involved. And Joey Logano is upside down. He is flipping down the embankment of turn number 1, just like he did at Dover in 2009. Wow, big 4-car wreck here on lap number 3, and it just never ends for Joey Logano. This season has been miserable. I'd say that's about the worst start to the season I've ever seen anybody have in any of my series. Here is the replay of this absurd-looking wreck. It looks like Logano came down in front of Kurt Busch. It looks like Kurt Busch turned him, but I don't think he did. But anyway, Logano spins past the start-finish line, gets into the inside wall. It looked a lot like what happened to him at Grantville, only this time he gets other people involved as well. Corey LaJoie almost missed it, couldn't. Michael McDowell and Reed Sorensen pile in as well, and Logano goes flipping, barrel rolling through turn number 1. and it looked a lot like his Dover crash in 2009. So he's going to be out of the race, as well as the three others, McDowell, LaJoie, and Sorensen, and we're going to have a restart on lap number 4. All right, Aric Almirola, I think he's actually leading his first ever laps in the series right now as he comes to the green flag with Kyle Busch to his outside. He's got a teammate behind him, but so does Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, in fact, has 3 teammates behind him as all 4 Gibbs cars are up here. And by the way, Chase Elliott is back in the race, but he's a couple laps down, so he's going to have to make up those laps if he wants a good finish. Meanwhile, here comes Kyle Busch sailing by on the high side as his teammates following him, and Kyle Busch will lead here on lap number 5, with Martin Truex Jr. right behind in second. And now Aric Almirola is just getting eaten up, it looks like, as he now has to deal with Hamlin, Keselowski, Bowyer, and a few more. And they're still fighting back there for third spot. Here comes Harvick. We got a caution. Bubba Wallace is blown up. The engine has blown on the 43 of Bubba Wallace. It is rare that on this channel there is mechanical failures, and we have had 2 in just this one race. First to Chase Elliott right off the start, and then for Bubba Wallace. Only, unlike Elliott, Bubba Wallace's problem seems to be terminal. So that's unfortunate for him, looking to have a good run here today, and it's not going to happen. So we're going to have a restart here on, I believe, lap number 7, because they just got to lap 6 as soon as the caution came out. Kyle Busch is going to choose the outside lane on Truex here. And we have a couple of Stewart-Haas cars behind him. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's all Stewart-Haas and Joe Gibbs in the top 6. Green flag is in the air. Kyle Busch gets a good restart and jumps in front of his teammate Truex. Here comes Hamlin fighting for third now. Truex underneath the 18 of Kyle Busch. Will he be able to get the lead from him? Coming to lap number 8, it looks like he will. And now Kyle Busch has to deal with Denny Hamlin and Clint Bowyer. Hamlin up to second. Kyle Busch falls to third. And now Bowyer will try and pass him as Truex continues to lead this race, with Hamlin closing in on him. Hamlin to the outside. Will he be able to take the lead as Bowyer moves into third? We got some contact in turn 1. Bowman's up in the wall. The first race winner here. And he is in the air a little bit, but comes back down on all fours. And he's going to crash here in turn number 1. He's going to crash out of the race. Let's see what happened. It looks like his teammate Jimmy Johnson got into the back of him going into turn 1. And that sent the 88 right up into the outside wall. Big hit there. Car gets up off the ground, but stays on all 4 wheels. You know it was a hard hit if the car gets up off the ground, because that was not aerodynamic. Because this is a 1-mile racetrack. Anyway, Alex Bowman is out of the race, unfortunately. Started off the season strong after winning the first race of the season at Grantville. And he's not going to be able to carry that success over to this race, it appears. So we are going to have a restart with, I believe, 3 laps to go. This may be the last restart of the race. Let's see who will end up winning here at Dixieland. All right, let's quickly look at your top 6 here. Truex is in first, Denny Hamlin second, Clint Bowyer, Kyle Busch, Erik Jones, and Aric Almirola. So that's all 4 Joe Gibbs racing cars inside the top 5 here. It's very likely that one of them is going to win, but could Bowyer spoil the party? Let's see what happens here as they come up to the restart. 3 laps to go. They're back underway, and Truex gets a great restart. Denny Hamlin, not so great as they're fighting 3 wide. Matt DiBenedetto is in this mix as well. He's inside the top 10 having a good run. And now it looks like it might be between Truex and Bowyer, or maybe Jones if he can get up in there. 2 laps to go, and Truex is pulling away with this one, but Bowyer's keeping up with him, it looks like. He's not letting him get away, and now he's getting to the back bumper. Here he comes to the inside of turns 3 and 4. They're going to try and see the white flag as they're wrecking behind. Jones into the tire barriers. Kyle Busch slides up the racetrack, and the caution comes out just as they took the white flag, which means that this race is over. And it looks like Bowyer's in front. Truex pulls to the inside of him. We're not entirely sure which one of them actually got to the yellow flag first. So let's go look at a replay of this and try and see if we can determine anything. So here is the crash, it looks like. I don't think we have a good angle of the cars themselves. There's Truex up on the outside of Boyer, and then you can see right there Kyle Busch went to the corner and he made contact with Eric Jones. They both went sliding. It looked like Kyle Busch was able to save it, but Jones crashed into the barrels. Matt DiBenedetto got into the outside wall as well. It doesn't look like Jones is going to be able to finish the race, but Busch and DiBenedetto will. And it looks like we do have an angle of the cars at the moment of caution, and that is very close. But it appears to me that the 19 is very slightly still ahead of the 14 when the caution came out as they were entering one. That appears to be what it looks like. But we're going to wait for the official word here. Let's look one more time at the wreck. It's kind of hard to tell if Busch got into the back of Jones or Jones cut down in front of Busch, but it's kind of hard to tell, but they do slide. Look at Kevin Harvick going right through the middle of it and missing them. He might end up with a top 5 finish because of that. As again, Jones hits the barrels there, and you saw Kyle Busch and Matt DiBenedetto up there, and once again, it looks like Truex is ahead of Boyer here. And it looks like we're about to get the official word of who has won this race. It was Martin Truex Jr. who's going to get the win here at Dixieland over Clint Bowyer. Again, Clint Bowyer still looking for that first win on my channel, and this is about the closest that he's ever gotten. But he still has yet to win. But Truex is going to win. That's another win for Brady. Wilmington as well, his second of the year on this channel. So, before then, he hadn't won in, 2 years on the channel? So yeah, let's look at your results here today as Truex takes the victory. Bowyer with another heartbreaking loss. He also had a heartbreaking loss in the series at the Fairgrounds race, where he barely lost to he who shall not be named in the 42 car. Denny Hamlin with a strong third place run. He might keep the points lead after this. Depends on how good Truex was throughout the race. Kevin Harvick is in 4th place, and Ryan Blaney will be 5th. And then it's Eric Almirola, William Byron, Matt DiBenedetto, Kurt Busch, and Kyle Busch inside the top 10. Jimmie Johnson rallied from a 21st place starting spot to finish 11th. Pretty solid day for him. Brad Keselowski 12th, Ross Chastain 13th. Ryan Newman and Cole Custer round out the top 15. And then we've got the last few cars to finish here. Chris Buescher, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, who was still a lap down at the finish, and Eric Jones, who did not finish the race. And then we've got the other DNFs here. Bowman, Wallace, Logano, LaJoie, McDowell, and Sorensen. I won't have the points for you. They will be pinned in the comments section. I believe Caleb will be in charge of the points just like last year. So congratulations to Martin Truex Jr. for getting his second career win in the BMRN LTP Pro Series. Also the second career win for the sponsored account, Brady Wilmington. Next time, once again, I'm not entirely sure where we're going to. I think we're going to, hold on, let me go check. All right, so this next race is actually very significant. I completely forgot about this, but the next race will be on Caleb's channel, and it will be at the long-lost Highland Hills Speedway that hosted one of the York Cup Series Season 1 races, but was never ran again, and this will be its big return to the stop-motion scene. That will be an awesome race to see. I'm wondering how that track will end up racing like. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is Left Turn Productions, signing out.